TCU is one of 10 universities here in New York to be a part of Nike's Pro Combat uniform launch. But it was only recently that Major understood how big of a problem finding affordable housing is in the U.S. According to newspapers, Prentice was at a restaurant in Zona Viva when men exited their vehicles and opened fire. Prentice died the next morning. These women played an important role by cooking for soldiers, tending to wounds, and sometimes taking arms themselves. People usually go to the gym to lose weight and buff up. But as Jessica Lawrence reports, it's what they may leave with that's a concern. Doug Newsome and Steve Buttrey are being inducted into the Schieffer School Hall of Excellence. Chelsea Clinton's wedding is this weekend, and the airspace over Rhinebeck, New York will be off limits. Here we are in Times Square where these men are trying to promote Men's Warehouse for those men who don't have enough money to buy a suit. Corey and celebrity makeup artist Mally Rancall are here to give us some tips on staying beautiful during the summer without breaking the bank.
Live, this is Today in South Florida on NBC 6 HD.
Good morning, I'm Katie Love. Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Alvarez will announce his proposal to close the country's nearly $400 million budget gap today. Another live update in 25 minutes. Be sure to check out NBCMiami.com for updates throughout the day. Have a great day. All types of fans showed up to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium for TCU's season opener. One fan in particular says his purple pride outfit adds extra class to football games.
I eat and dream TCU football. I really do. Look at me. I mean, I'm the epitome of a fan.
The 3 million square foot stadium had first-time visitors even more excited about the game.
I'm super pumped because I've never been to the stadium before, and it's great because it's close by and everybody knows about it because it's so huge and big, and it's awesome.
The Dallas Cowboys Stadium is home to the largest HD screen in the world, and some fans say they couldn't keep their eyes off of it.
That's all I've been looking at. I haven't even looked at the field yet. The screen's kind of a distraction. So.
The big screen's amazing. It's like blinding an artificial sun.
Whether you were cheering for the Horned Frogs or the Beavers, the $1.5 billion facility made for an exciting start to the season. Even a smaller fan says he's impressed.
Well, I think the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, it's really amazing because all the air conditioning, even like the seats are high quality. I mean, this might be the most expensive stadium in the world, but I really think it's worth it.
Horned Frogs certainly thought playing in the Cowboys Stadium was worth it, as TCU beat Oregon 21-30. Katie Love, TCU News Now.
As
auctions, short sales, and foreclosures seemingly mount by the minute, South Florida remains gripped in the midst of a housing meltdown.
Hold on, Barbara, what's your last name? Spell it for me.
Coming to the homeowner's rescue, the people who help you get out of credit card debt. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services in Sunrise can now lend a helping hand in saving your home.
Certainly the most important thing to protect is the roof over your head.
Consolidated works to modify the loans.
Homeowners will go through and sit down with a financial advisor that will do an in-depth analysis of their financial status.
In many instances, the service is free.
The good news about our program is most of the cost is either paid for by the servicer that services their mortgage, or HUD, or others through other grants. Any consumer that owns property, whether it be an investment property or primary home, is eligible to come in and speak with a counselor.
But why are there so many homeowners facing foreclosure?
And the two primary causes now are, number one, people being underwater in their homes, which of course we know means you owe more to the bank than what your home is worth. And the other cause now, of course, is unemployment. I mean, we're topping in the millions now. Our state is at something like 9 or 10%, I think, unemployment.
But can Consolidated actually stop the foreclosure process?
In some cases, that actually can happen. The banks may agree to do something where they put a temporary hold on the foreclosure process so that they can review the materials that we're going to provide the bank to make a determination whether that consumer can be helped and can remain in their property.
It's always a safer choice to seek help before the trouble starts. But if your home's at risk, here are a few steps to remember.
So number one is don't panic. Number two, call your lender. Once you call your lender, they're going to know that you want to try to work this out. So number three is get as much information as you can. One of the reasons we're in this crisis in the first place is because a lot of us we just didn't know what we were doing. Step number four, self-assess. And then the last step is get help.
For many, home ownership has always been the American dream. Consolidated hopes to help many South Floridians from having their dream become a nightmare. For more information, log on to consolidatedcredit.org or foreclosurenationthebook.com. Katie Love, NBC6. Drinking beer is a big part of the culture in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Fort Collins is known for good beer.
Beer is a kind of big thing in Fort Collins. I think the best thing I've ever heard about Fort Collins is that it's a college town with a drinking problem. I totally just messed that up. I'm going to blame the beer. It's a drinking town with a college problem. There you go.
The largest local craft brew house in Fort Collins is New Belgium Brewery, where people come from all over to sample up to 3 homemade beers for free.
Well, for a French guy, it's pretty cool because it's free. So I love it.
Yeah, anybody that's anybody goes here. And it's fun because they give away free beer.
Inspiration for the New Belgium Brewery came from a biking trip through Europe. After co-founder Jeff Labeche came back from his trip, he brewed his first beer called Fat Tire.
It's just been a theme that's stuck with the brewery as we've grown. We love riding bikes rather than driving our cars. It's, exercise. We drink beer here, so we need to make sure that we, stay fit.
Many people even rode their bike to the brewery.
Biking is a big thing here. There's lots of bike trails, lots of roads have a bike lane on them. So, you can pretty much get anywhere on a bike in the city.
New Belgium creates its own electricity and heat by using methane, which is produced by a processed water treatment. Part of the brewery's purpose statement is to honor nature at every turn of their business.
They've got a lot of sustainable efforts. They recycle a lot of stuff, and they're pretty innovative in their business practice.
Beers made at the New Belgium Brewery are in 26 states, and the company says they are hoping to expand. Katie Love, TCU News Now.
45, 55, 60.
It's not easy to replace a rundown couch or mattress that makes your back ache when you're on a budget, but there is a secret to getting the stuff you need at a bargain price. It's the As Is auction at the Salvation Army. Monday through Saturday, you can get a piece of the action. The auction starts at 10:30 a.m. at the Fort Lauderdale location and ends around noon, from shoes to lamps to furniture and a whole lot more. Everything at the Salvation Army is donated by the community.
These are items that either come from our stores that nobody's bought, or they come and they're not quite store quality, but they can be worked on by a little bit of tender loving care and used throughout the community.
You've got to be quick to get what you want. Upon arrival at the auction, sign up for a blue card with a number on it. Here at Salvation Army, the crowds pile in as they look for the best deals that they can find. Then follow the auctioneer. When you like something, just outbid everyone else and you'll hear the words, sold.
35, 45, 50, 1.
All proceeds from the auction go to the free rehab center that houses 100 men for up to 6 months.
We receive no government funding. It's all through the generosity of the community that donate clothing and cars.
A lot of people at the auction are regulars.
Me and my friends, we have a thrift store that we usually try to buy stuff from here in good deals and sell them over, make some money over it.
I have a homeless shelter, Flamingo Housing Group, and I get the homeless people and I get all the good bargains for them.
Is the As Is auction worth the stop to shop?
That's actually a tricky question because if I say yes, then I'll have too much competition here, and if I say no, I'll be lying.
Yes, definitely. It's the place to go.
In Fort Lauderdale, Katie Love, NBC6.